Gaffer on the road again, this time to Wycombe Wanderers, and a side that have obviously really found their level at League One after getting promoted.
Yeah, listen, they've got good players, so the recipe was always going to come together, wasn't it? You know, they've got good players, strong characters in those players as well. Brilliant manager, in my opinion. Great lad. Look forward to seeing him. Look forward to trying to win. And but a good football club we're visiting on Saturday with some real high values all across it.
Yeah, and they've got a strike force that has everything that you would want in a League One strike force, I guess. Craig McCall-Smith, who Posh fans will know. Akinfenwa obviously has scored goals as well as being a handful. They've got Cashket as well. They've got real options in attack.
He's got great options. You know, Craig we know, obviously. Posh fans know him inside out. I know him better as a supporter than I do as a manager because I've never managed him, but he's a legend and quite rightly so at this football club. I'm sure the Posh supporters will give him a nice reception and then forget about him, hopefully. And for me, in terms of target man, they've got as good as there is. I think Bayo is a man I know reasonably well. He's big, strong, he's fit, he's very strong, he's a goal scorer, he's a leader of men. And I look forward to catching up with the big man, but it's going to be a big task for my defenders to not only deal with Bale, but the people quite rightly you've identified who are off him, such as Craig.
Do you think you'd beat him in an arm wrestle if it came to it?
I think the big man's never took me on because I think he's a little bit wary. I think he knows I'd probably do him over best of three because he can get complacent when I've seen him do this before.
In terms of obviously keeping the run going, it's obviously a real challenge this weekend, mentally as well as physically. But I guess your lads go into every game at the moment fearing nobody. Yeah,
physically we're in great shape. We've got everyone in the group available to us apart from Josh, who's dealing with some personal stuff. And that's great. That's credit to the fitness team. It's credit to the coaching staff for making sure we're there. We've had lots of game time into them. I've got a plethora of options to select from on Saturday. And given how we finished at Bolton, I thought for an hour we were quite special, really. I think we've had Bolton run out of ideas and we missed some chances. And then we expect them to have a go. They get the goal and they did. And I think they put us through the mill for the last 20 minutes particular. And I wasn't happy with some of that. So that may be why we might make a couple of changes.
Obviously, Sebastian played in that reserve game, played 90 minutes actually. I think they probably initially were looking at maybe 45, played the full 90, and I guess because he's done that, he's in your thinking.
We kept him on because he was so comfortable. I think he did give. We looked at the stats. He gave the ball away once in 94 minutes. And was very, very comfortable. When his headers were strong, was disciplined. He's trained particularly well as well the last day or so. So we're pleased with Seb, but he's got a fantastic attitude to come and play football. And he was talking to me privately about how good the group is and the attitude they've got. Seb is come into that group. He has to maintain his standards. If he don't, he'll get the group. But I'm 100% sure that where he's been and what it means to him, he's a charming young man. It's a pleasure to have signed him.
One thing I noticed on Monday as well, he took the opportunity to talk all the way through the game. Sam Cartwright was obviously alongside him. There was a moment when the ball went out of play and you could see him visibly sort of talking through the game. And that's going to be a benefit not just for Sam, but for all of the pros that play in his position.
And when he talks, it's intelligent. You know, it's always got a meaning to it. He's always got something in his thoughts. During training as well, he's always talking to the players. So he can play a part here. He can play a part with his on the pitch, playing in it. Or helping us off it, but we've signed him to help us on it. We want real competition for Rhys Bennett and Ryan Tavazzoli, who has to say have been excellent, but I think now they've seen Sebastian in the building and they've seen Sebastian play and train. I think they'll be looking over the shoulders.
And even on a short-term contract, he's got to sing, hasn't he, as part of the initiation? I mean, he's no hiding behind Premier League or 3-month deals.
Well, we have the option to extend that, of course, but that means that we may get him to sing twice. He did say to me he was going to be singing the French national anthem. I had to remind him he's not French, and he was looking at me. You know, he's a wonderful guy. He'll be singing tomorrow evening, and if he don't, he'll be contributing to the players' pool like they all do.
You mentioned you got a fully fit squad to choose from, and I guess that leaves a lot of thinking to be done, not just for the starting 11, but also the bench as well, because players are going to naturally miss out.
Yeah, I think, listen, I often refer to Twitter, of course, as tweeted by Posh supporters. Tell me your team. Get on Twitter, get on the club's account. Phil, you're the man that always provides me with what the supporters are saying, although I know it because I live in the city, but they say it. So, come on, what would your starting team be? What would your bench be? It's tough this week, and, you know, when it comes kick-off, and if it was an hour from now, you know, people would have to write their teams out. So name your team. I know the team now.
Do you find it a challenge sometimes? I know you have conversations with Paul and the rest of the management team, but you make a decision sometimes early on in the week, sometimes late on the week. Has there been a time where you really are spending hours upon hours, not just necessarily with the starting 11, but the bench to get it how you want it?
I had one of the Premier League's best managers ever tell me that, or telling me, he speaks to himself outwards as well, not in his head, outwards. So he'd go and have a bath and he'd sit there on a Wednesday and a Thursday night, be pondering on his team, and he'd say, what if I did this and what if I did that? I've very often got these conversations with myself and discussions, and they say it's a sign of not being correct. But and I ask my staff to do it, challenge themselves. If you were an opposition manager, what team at Posh wouldn't you like to fear? Wouldn't you like to play against, and why would you fear that team? As opposed to different teams. So everyone has an opinion. It's a wonderful thing about football.